Sometimes in football, the final score just doesn't tell the whole story. Arsenal absolutely hammered Leeds United, 5 goals to 0. New players got on the score sheet, the stadium was electric. But honestly, that's not what anyone was talking about after the final whistle. No, the real story, the one that got everyone buzzing, was about 25 minutes of football from a player that almost nobody had ever seen before.
So let's just kick things off with a massive prediction, shall we? This comes from Theo Walcott. And look, if there's anyone who knows what it's like to be a teenage prodigy at Arsenal, it's him. He's seen tons of young talent come through those doors. So when he saw this kid's debut and said this, you kind of have to sit up and pay attention.
And here's the kicker. The reason that quote is so remarkable, the player who earned that superstar tag is just 15 years old. 15. We're not talking about a promising 18 or 19-year-old on the fringes of the team. We're talking about a kid who still has to go to school.
Okay, so who is this kid? Let's get into it. Who is Max Dowman? Because it turns out, for those inside the club, he's been the talk of the town since he was just 13.
Yeah, the hype around Dowman is definitely not some flash in the pan. Down at Arsenal's academy, he's been marked as a special talent for years, constantly playing up and dominating against players who are 2 or even 3 years older than him.
So then we get to August 23rd, 2025. Arsenal versus Leeds United. And all that behind-the-scenes chatter, all that academy buzz, well, it was about to explode into the public eye. And really, the timing couldn't have been more perfect for a debut. It's the 64th minute, Arsenal are already 4-0 up, the game is completely won. So manager Mikel Arteta decides this is the moment. The fourth officials board goes up and on trots the teenager.
And you gotta realize just how significant this was. This wasn't just some run-of-the-mill substitution to waste time. This was a piece of club history being written right there at the Emirates Stadium. But hey, making history is one thing. Making an immediate, unforgettable impact, that's something else entirely. And in his 25-minute cameo, Dowman did exactly that.
He didn't just try to blend in. He demanded the ball. His very first touch was described as a paintbrush touch, just perfectly controlling this long pass. From there, he just attacked. He ran straight at experienced defenders, not scared at all. And the cherry on top, he weaves into the penalty box and draws a foul, winning a penalty for his team. It was just an electrifying debut.
Unsurprisingly, that fearless performance left everyone, the fans, the media, his own manager, absolutely buzzing with excitement.
I mean, just look at the reaction. Major news outlets were handing out 8s and 9s out of 10 for a 25-minute appearance. Seasoned pros would be thrilled with scores like that for a full game, let alone a 15-year-old on his debut.
And maybe this quote from Mikel Arteta gets right to the heart of what makes Dowman so special. It's not just the skill, it's the mentality. Arteta points out a level of self-belief he's never seen in someone so young. That zero hesitation, that's what allowed him to play with so much freedom.
So what happens now? The secret is officially out. He's gone from an academy prospect to a Premier League talking point overnight. But he still has his exams to study for.
And this really gets to the core of the dilemma, doesn't it? On one hand, you have these massive expectations, this incredible superstar potential. But on the other, you have the very real-world challenges. He's going to face intense media pressure. He's got to juggle first-team training with evening tutoring sessions, all while trying to stay grounded.
After a debut that electrifying, the talent is undeniable. The question isn't if he can perform on the biggest stage. We've already seen that he can. The real question is whether he can handle everything that comes with it and truly become the superstar Arsenal has been waiting for.